Hey guys, the video crashed on me working on this week's project. Very sorry about that. So right now it looks like we got about like 15 more minutes, so I figured I would record this for you guys and tag it virtual TAG02. So if you guys remember what we were working on, this is the deal. All right. So this is the book we're going to use. This is I think it's about a 11 by 17 moleskin book. And we're going to use it for our spray test. And we're going to kind of see how that works out. I've also run the cutter behind us with the smaller version. And we'll pull that out in just 1 second to figure it out. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take some, regular painter's tape. Excuse me. Yeah, some regular painter's tape. And we're going to just lay this guy out. It's really important, I think, to work with this particular stencil on a flat surface because there's just so many pieces of it that could fall apart. So once we get it kind of in a pretty good spot, which it doesn't really exactly matter where we put it because it's just a test. So, all right. So we get some good. You want to, tape it down heavy. Who cares? There is air coming up under it and stuff, so there's always a possibility of it moving. Nothing is more annoying than when a stencil moves on you. One of the big deals with this is going to be trying not to, hit the edges of the stencil, so it'll give us this square shape everywhere. You know what I mean? All right. And then, of course, the other thing is make sure no matter what you do with tape, it doesn't cover any part of the stencil, which sounds easier than it is sometimes. All right, now it feels like we got a pretty good stick down thing going. This guy right here is a vinyl puller, which is for pulling pieces of a stencil out. I use this to pull out this one, which is the positive. So maybe we should put this one in here too and just see which one looks better. Only problem I have with this one is that we lose the eyes. This area will just be black. That's kind of a bummer. You know what I mean? This one will be hard to tape down too because it's going to spray around it. So there won't be much that we can do taping down except underneath it. Which isn't, is an option. You know what I mean? Same deal though, you got to find a place where it'll not be seen on the stencil, right? Okay. Once you got one in there, try to find a spot to throw another one. So all I'm doing here is not sticking it down hard, getting it in a spot, that it's going to work and not mess with the rest of our stencil. And then we just pull it up until we take it where we want it to go. Now the only problem is a little piece of this stencil is overhanging. A little piece of the tape is overhanging the edge of the stencil. So you just take an X-Acto and just take that edge off of your tape. All right. Try to make sure, you know, you don't cut your stencil. Okay. Nah. Cool. Now the only thing is, you gotta really push down, because what you don't want is to have any of this stuff floating, right? Because that's like the best possible way to get under the stencil, is if it's up at all. Now that's hard, you know, like once you put tape in, you've created a spot that wants to do its own thing, right? So what I like to do is keep all the tape up until we got it really, really flat and right where we want it to go. Now there's no reason you can't use the brayer again. Right? You just spray those pieces of tape down so they're as flat as possible. Tape up here doesn't seem to be any kind of problem. And then, like I said, this is our airbrush that we're going to use. And then what we're going to use for paint is, I believe we're going to use marker paint. Let's see. All right, we'll try this one. This is Wicked Black, the company Wicked, which is made by Createx. I don't usually use a lot of airbrush paints. I use markers a lot to draw on stuff, so I tend to use marker ink, like refills for markers. Where would the thing go? There we go. So I'm going to mix this with Airbrush Medium by Liquitex because I'm not totally sure how good this paint is, since it's been in here for like a really long time. Looks like there is a skin up here, but that does not seem to be all of the paint, just the skin. This stage here, you want to be careful you don't get a lot of black on your hands, because when you're holding the stencil, you'll transfer that black right to it, right? And potentially under it. So don't do that, it's foolish. Alright, so like I said, we're going to try load this guy up. See, that sound there is not a good sound. Where it's saying like, I am not wet, I am sticky. Alright, so we just put a couple drops of this in here to help break it down. Alright, so that's about maybe 6 or 7. And then how I mix it is I hold the end of the airbrush and I pull for some air. And if you push back, the air is going to go through the airbrush up into the water cup. And sometimes that totally doesn't work, which is not a good sign as far as the quality of the paint in there right now. I'm going to try to mix it up and thin it down a little. You see, I have airbrush, I have paper towels around. Really, really good to have a paper towel when working with airbrush, because it's super messy stuff. And, you know, it sucks to get all over you. I usually wear gloves, but there's a worldwide glove shortage. All right. The other thing you want to kind of have around you when airbrushing is like a scratch surface, you know, so I'm using this pad. See if we can get this guy to run. Oh, not too bad. Kind of want to need a little more pressure. right. This stuff is thick. Go ahead and water it down a little more. Find out why it's so thick. Problem with a lot of these, a lot of my paints is that I don't use a lot of Liquitex. Wickeds and stuff, I almost always use marker paint. That might be some of my problems. Alright, that seems like a pretty good mix. That doesn't want to spray. Maybe we'll just doom this paint. There we go. Alright, so this here is just the cap, the needle cap for the airbrush. Sometimes dry tip is a problem. Oh no, our stencil goes over the other one. Damn. Let's just move this top one up an inch or two. Always good to leave yourself tabs, which I didn't do on the tape here. Alright, anyway. All we have to do is move this up a little. Just go up enough so that we have room for the dog, the other dog. Alright. Okay, all the way down. Now this one probably could use, something on there too, but guess we could use some weights. A lot of times I use ratchet bits. In some areas that I feel like you're going to jump. Shot. Still giving us a little trouble here. Sometimes it's just dry tip. There is a bunch of stuff stuck on this needle for sure. Alright. We're somewhere like what might be working. Alright, can you guys see okay? There we go. Let me move that camera just a little. Alright. Alright, so let's go. You don't want to start your airbrush over the artwork, because then we will possibly spit on it. See how much this is jumping around? Key here is to see if you can work the stencil opposite of the way it wants to move. That's the best way to get under it. To keep from getting under it. Just stay on the side of this. Tripped a little. Gee, that never happens. Oh. It's dripping. Too thin maybe now? Well, luckily this is just a test because that sucks. I don't know, it looks alright. Just go in here to some of these smaller stuff. Although we don't even really need the stencil so much. We're just working in areas where we already have. This is why you don't want to start over the artwork, because it always fits a little. Pretty good. Let's pull this guy up and take a look at it. I feel like that one felt good. Sometimes stuff sticks, like our tape, god damn it. Stencil wise, that looks pretty good though. You know, it sucks that we had to do it that way. But I think it's going to be okay. You know, I think the other one's going to go a little better. We don't have any tape under it, so that should work out. Right? Got the letter part. Give me one sec, you guys. Yikes, guys. Just can't get a break. Oh, yeah. I am back. All right. So now we're going to move on to our next step, which is trying the rest of the other stencil. So this one was the negative stencil, and this next one we're going to do is the positive. Best way is to stay 90, over your artwork. Especially this type of stencil is very loose. You got to try to think about where you want the paint to go. Alright, we're going to need something to hold that down a little bit. This is going to dance all around on us. Alright, so I got a little cup with some weights in it here. Maybe we can throw a weight or two. A couple of places that we need them. There. Nope. That is the spot we're going to paint. Alright. Grab our brush with some air. And we can see what's going to dance up next on us. Alright. Oh. That guy is also on a place that needs to be painted. Alright, I think that'll be good on our weights, hopefully. Alright, there we go. Got this new chair, still trying to figure it out. Without falling on the ground, you know, that goes. Got a weird spot on my rag there. All right, cool. So now we're back to our airbrush. Whoops. All right, so I'm still going to stand up to see if I can get a good 90. This isn't looking bad. A little challenging to keep from moving. So we gotta get this guy in the middle here. Yeah, the paint here. What do you guys think? How's that going to look? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure how that goes. Alright, we just kind of give it a sec to dry. If we hadn't had the drip and the sticker over here, I think we would have been in good shape. Always find the bits make awesome dots. They're like perfect. Alright. Poker. I've had an extremely small amount of this tape sticking to anything. So the fact that it tore that tape was unexpected, to say the least. Oh, this one wasn't even taped down. No wonder why it didn't work. Alright, let's see if we can. Tore tape again? Paper again? Oh, come on. Like I said, never does it. What do you guys think? I actually think that looks like really, really good. You know, that came out really nice. I don't know what's up with the tape today. Maybe it's just this particular paper. Alright, well, that looks pretty good. Now, just for the sake of comparison, let's take a look at the small one that we made. We can stick on the next page. This one, in theory, has a lot less islands and bridges because we went in and edited it. That wasn't cool. It popped out because it's so small. Let's see what we get here. I don't know, it actually kind of looks fine. I think there's just one extra piece here. Alright. Let's see what has to come out and what has to stay. You want to say hi to the folks on the screen, Shawnee?
Hello.
Sean says hi from a million miles away. But I think he's excited to talk.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Sean Sebastian.
There you go. Subscribe to his YouTube channel, he
But
says.
I have like 0 videos. So there will be.
Well, 0 videos is a good place to start, right?
Biggest wrestling fan ever. Hashtag.
This is a really, really small stencil here. I think it's going to be a little bit challenging to work with, and I don't know if I can even see what pieces I'm supposed to take out. Last one helped me out and everything popped out real nice. This one, tinier. I guess it's impressive to think that the cutter could cut this tiny, tiny thing. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, that one almost out.
Also follow my TikTok.
Oh yeah, don't forget that. You gotta follow his TikTok.
Sean Crazy WWE AEW.
Is that what it is? Sean
Yeah.
Crazy?
Like 7 videos a day.
Oh. Which only proves Sean has entirely too much time on his hands.
I know, I'm old.
Alright, the only thing we seem to have lost is his nose. Got pretty much everything else but this little piece that's his nose. Let's see if we can figure out where that is. That looks promising. This is kind of foolish since I'm sure you guys can't see like any of this stuff because honestly I can barely see it.
Jeez. Why do you have your recording thing so high up?
Sean has questions, so let's tell him. This is my mixer right here.
What's a mixer?
Mixer is what allows me to switch camera angles and stuff.
Switcher.
And set up where the video is going to go and that kind of stuff. And so that's why that's right there so that I can reach it.
Why is your phone so high up?
It's the overhead camera.
And that is from a TikTok specialist.
TikTok specialist. Never heard of such a thing.
Well, I am the original TikTok specialist.
He's a doctor. The doctor of TikTok.
Hashtag ban Facebook.
And Facebook, huh? Oh, here we go. Here's some ears. Oh yeah, look at that. So, good news is I figured out how this fits back together. Bad news, how do you glue something that's like 2 inches by 2 inches? And the answer to that is, you would know better than me.
Yeah.
This must have been where I broke the stencil when I was taking it out.
You should do a room tour. Like this video if you want to see a room tour of all of his art projects. And follow me on TikTok and say in one of my videos I'm from the Greenhouse Graphics YouTube channel.
You're on that?
No, but it'll say from the Greenhouse Graphics YouTube channel, so I'll know that from your channel. You can't see my face because I don't have a shirt on.
Okay. Alright, you guys, I'm gonna give this one a try, even though it seems like I couldn't possibly tape it down because there's just nowhere to tape to. So we're gonna just try to freestyle it.
Freestyle.
Oh, wait a minute. Can't start spraying yet. There seems to be other pieces hanging around that we don't need. Take just this bottom half with his nose. See what we can do with that. This must be super interesting, guys, since I'm basically working on invisible material on a white surface, so I'm sure you can see it real good. Excuse me. You know, maybe that'll work out. Oh, I see. Oh, the TB is kicking in. what I'm doing here is trying to rebuild the stencil. Seems like we got a little tear in it. Here's my boy Shawnee.
Hey.
Say hey, Shawnee. What are you doing?
Playing video games.
There you go. What are you playing today?
WWE. you guys should know if you should subscribe to my YouTube channel because I am the biggest wrestling fan ever. Ask this guy. Drinking
That's a
iced
pretty
tea
big
during
fan.
the live stream.
Yep. We're trying to make these extremely silly stencils of this dog. It's going okay, but you know. Yeah, I started late though.
I've only been recording for 37 minutes.
I went to an hour on the other one and the signal crashed.
Same. We've been having some Wi-Fi issues, guys.
5 o'clock seems to be the worst time for Wi-Fi. Of course, that's what time I'm working. So.
Usually it would be when you meant, but it crashed, so you have to do it until like 7. Are you gonna
No.
do another 2 hours?
No. I'm doing
Molly's
it.
my sister, who also has a TikTok, follow that. Molly Rosie collab is at my cousin's house.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea. Huh. Looks like there's a little bit more stencil to pull out here before we can go into. Sean dancing for you guys?
Nope. The whole dance I don't want to do is a loser dance. Oh.
Wow.
Like this video if you want to do a room tour and subscribe and turn notifications on. He's going to be live here every day except Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Wednesday and Friday, I'm on Facebook.
Facebook, yes.
Alright. See what happens with that.
Wind. Put in the comment section, what are you going to be for Halloween if you're a kid? I guess.
This is a little touchy.
A little bit. I'm just plugging my social media. I'm trying to make an Instagram called equals 19.
Oh.
So I'll appear again when I make an Instagram.
Thanks for stopping in, Shirley. Does seem like there's a piece of our stencil that's still stuck in there. Love you, dude. Since we got nothing on this side at all. There it is. It's not that one, it's this one.
Mac's not going to soccer.
I know.
How do you know?
I'm gonna talk to him. Boy, everybody's coming to hang out with me. Here's my dog.
This is Rosie. That is where my sister Molly's TikTok account called Molly Rosie Collab. It's actually collab. We've got her. We have another dog, Bella, and then my brother Mac. I'm gonna see if I can bring him in. Mac, get your butt over here. not coming.
Oh, that's all right.
But he doesn't post on TikTok, but he does have 2 accounts. You should watch the videos. It is Roni Cheese 2011 and Roni Cheese 717.
Nice. Good giving your brother props, man. Very cool. I don't know, we got a little stuff out of that corner, so we'll give it another try. Sorry, Stormy, we're trying. Stormy's the dog's name. Don't really have to spray the whole thing again, we just gotta spray the part that I feel like didn't work out. That little guy is just too little.
Seriously.
Just too little.
Put in the comments what you want to see next that he does.
I say that all the time. Let's take a look at this little guy. That's what happened with the little guy. We couldn't really work it out.
Letterkenny, you watch that show every night.
Okay.
I'm going to expose you.
Alright. The text seemed to have worked out really well. This is the other text that we made, which is a little bit smaller. Just so we have some options, some flexibility. Ooh. This one is really awesome, but it is really, really flimsy.
They can barely see it because your iPhone's at 20%. So you're going to maybe see my finger, but I can't reach it, so.
Actually, I'm looking at it, and you can't see that on it, which is good.
I'm less than 5 feet, okay.
Okay.
I'm only in 4th grade. You know I look like I'm in school.
Well, you look like you're in 4th grade to me.
Well, because you're my father.
That's just a rumor.
Mr. David Sebastian, sir.
Okay.
I don't call that him. I don't call him that all the time, but I do it sometimes.
Let's try this one. This is our little smaller one.
I think he was just here to see me.
Oh yeah, everybody just came to see Sean. Right? I know I did. We have to do this. Back up a little. There you go.
Nice look there.
Huh?
It's nice. It looks good up there.
Kind of hit this thing twice, trying to stay 90 over the
Shake it.
cuts. This is the airbrush compressor. Sorry about that, you guys.
Let's see it. Hashtag Letterkenny. Yeet.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Okay.
It's really good.
This thing says you're on mute.
No.
Why does it say mute?
This says if you press that, it's mute.
Oh, that's
There we go. Looks really good. That one didn't come out quite as good, but it's alright. Alright. So where was the little tiny piece of plastic I had underneath
no
here?
one can see me.
Oh, there it is.
Where do you open this window.
Gotta take it out of the frame. All right, you guys. So that was the second half of making a custom stencil of the Letterkenny logo and spraying it with the airbrush. I hope you guys learned a little bit from that or something.
You wanted to see me.
Or you wanted
Remember
to just
to
hang out
follow-
with Shoni. They can't see you right now.
To follow all our socials, my YouTube, my TikTok, my brother's TikTok, my sister's TikTok, and yeah.
You want to list off the usernames
And my
again?
friend Cameron's Crazy Cam YouTube channel. And also subscribe to this.
That's my press agent. His name is Shawnee. He's gonna get me.
Actually, I'm just his son. Hashtag. He's telling lies.
It's an embellishment. You're gonna be my agent when you grow up, right?
Maybe. Or it'll be just a
Sean's
wrestler.
9, so I don't know what I'll be doing when
I
he's
still
18.
forget when I'm 9. But I'm the biggest wrestling fan ever. Anyone you would meet, I would know anything. From the
pretty
60s
amazing.
to the 2020s.
Pretty amazing. All right. We got all our sticky junk off of this thing.
Yes.
Which is an unfortunate and necessary part of working with this machine, is that you have to keep cleaning that surface over and over. In any case, that's kind of what we were doing today. I'm sorry that it took 2 tries to get it up, but
Internet crash.
yeah. So we'll try again tomorrow. Tomorrow we're on Facebook, and what day is today?
Thursday.
Oh yeah. Tomorrow we're on Facebook, and we'll be. I'm not exactly sure what we're doing. Possibly we'll make the. Get a chance to stain the wood tonight, and we can spray the Letterkenny logo on it. But
Or
we'll
you
think
can
of
do a
some,
new stencil.
or a new one. You know,
And
I'm always
I'm
looking for
picking the
new
new stencil. It's gonna be all Elite Wrestling.
We just did that already.
When you did?
Yeah,
Last
it's on your
live stream?
pumpkin.
No, you have to show them how to do it.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's
Well, you know-
AEW fans here.
Well, making any stencil is basically just the same way, But I appreciate you guys' time. We got to skate out and make dinner. So I will be back tomorrow.